I've been doing this for what feels like a year. I still don't know how to open videos. So, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Low Quality Content, and we have the 3.5-year tier list for Pokemon Masters. We got 5, but really 4 because I don't cover the Trainer Lodge pairs. We got 4 new units for the game. One of them I don't really have much to say about, and the other 3 I kind of do. So I think one of them's pretty great. One of them's pretty good. One of them is okay, but benefits a lot from its typing, and the other one's bad. So we'll get into it. Put down in the comments if you can guess which is which before I get to it. But as always, ground rules, I've mentioned this. The tiers are ordered from left to right, really just the first 3. The undisputed best, very good, and decent third option. And yeah, same as every other month. No changes for bug. I'm going to try to pace myself a little bit on the ones that don't have anything new, so if you want to pause it and look, go ahead. And we get into the dark type with one new unit, being Neo Champion Marnie and Clarion Moltres. She's fine. She's fine. Is she top tier for the dark type? Maybe. Maybe not. I think she's fairly rated where I have her. I think she's a better damage dealer than Festival Inn. I think she's a better damage dealer than Halloween Hilbert. Definitely any of these guys. In terms of being best damage dealer, I think she's better than Karen Houndoom. So her competition for best damage dealer is, in my opinion, Master Royale and Incineroar. And you can kind of go either way. I give the nod to Master Royale because it's free. But definitely a good dark type. Obviously would benefit from the dark zone of Sigma Suit Cyrus. And I just think Piers and Caitlyn are very good supports. On to the Dragon type. No real changes. Nothing new. Last month we had the Palentine's Mallow. Electric. No new changes. Most recent addition being this Halloween Jasmine. Other than that, I know Marnie's been on a couple of reruns. I think Gloria's on a rerun right now, but I digress. Fairy type, no real changes. I decided not to move her down quite yet because I do have an opinion on her on New Year's Alicia, sorry. And that is, Fairy Alder, for lack of a better term, like Fairy Lance, that kind of damage dealer. She's fine, right? She's going to get outclassed by your Wallies. Let me see if I can go back and find anything that'll outclass her as well. Like your Ends will outclass her for sure. Red, Ash, Cyrus. Like, she's not bad for what she is. Like, when Lance came into the game, for example, he was probably the best dragon damage dealer in the game because we might have had Rayquaza. Rayquaza's never been that good to begin with. But, like, Iris Haxorus wasn't good at all. Claire Dragonite was never really that good. Really, the argument was between these two. So, kind of went one way or the other, and then we got like, Cyrus, Zygarde, Hydreigon, Eternatus. But I digress. So, again, no real changes for Fairy. On to the Fighting type. So, Marnie was the one that I thought was good. Hop, and I want to be a little disparaging because I've spent 20k gems on him and haven't pulled him yet. Hop is the one that I think is very good. I think he has the potential to be something akin to the damage of B plus the kind of support of Aura Cynthia. Hop can set up his own fighting zone, which You know, Cynthia can technically do twice, but she has to use a sync move, and that, you know, if you really want to roll with that. But other than that, Mans deals a lot of damage. You know, lowers defense by 1. It's really easy to get his trainer moves off, his buddy moves off, his trainer moves +2 crit rate all. That's going to come up later when we talk about the bad one. Lowers his special defense by 1, but that goes in with a trait that he has at any time. His stats are lowered. Any stat is lowered, he gets free move next. So basically, you might as well, on his zone, slap on free move next as well. So I think Hop is very good. I think he's going to be the best damage dealer for fighting types, taking over from Bede, or B, sorry. So a team of like Hop, Signasuit Cynthia, and Maylene. Ooh, that'll be fun. Even this team right here, Hop, Maylene, and Brawly. Not a bad team. Not a bad team. Again, if there's one unit in this update that you can get, and mind you, as I'm recording this, we are still waiting on 2 of the 4 units. 2 that I haven't talked about yet. We're still waiting on those. Those haven't come out yet. One of them is going to come out tomorrow. So if you can only pull 1 from this update, get Champion Hop and Galarian Zapdos. That is where it's at. Onto the fire types. No real changes. One thing I will mention though is Leon now has max moves. Makes him a little bit better. I think makes the argument of these 3 boys, these 3 fire damage dealers, I think it makes that argument a lot more competitive for Leon. I originally had him as the lowest of the 3, and I still think he is by the slimmest of margins, but it's a dice roll one way or the other, to be honest with you on that. Flying, we have no new updates. Holiday Alessia and Togetic was the last pair we got. Ghost, once again, no new updates. I believe the last pair we got was Trainer Lodge Morty and Dawn with Warcorio. I believe that's New Year's Dawn. Grass, once again, no new changes. The last ones we got were Chantal and Chestnut. Pretty decent support. Ground, again, no new changes. Which one was the last one we got? Was it really Trainer Lodge Cynthia was the last ground we got? It was either Trainer Lodge Cynthia or Sightseer, so make of that as you will. Ground is one of the more disrespected types in the game, one of the 2, and we'll be talking about the second one later. But Ground is definitely a little disrespected, in my humble opinion. Ice, once again, no new changes. The latest unit we got was Melanie and Lapras. Pretty decent support. Normal, no new changes from last month. I believe, as of recording, Giovanni and Persian are still available. Pretty good, very good, but premium support that you can get for free, but only for a little bit of time. He's still available, but the latest one we got was this Annabelle and Snorlax. Poison. 1 new unit to talk about. That is Ball Guy and a Moongoose. And this is one of the 2 that I have a lot to say, but most likely not nearly as negative as the other one, which by process of elimination, you can probably guess who that is. But Ball Guy. I think here's the reason why he's rated this high. In the grand scheme of supports, I don't think he's that good. But I do make these tier lists in part if you're making a monotype team, because otherwise, outside of Redlax, outside of you know, say Leaf and Eevee, outside of Sycamore and Xerneas, you know, outside of even like Brendan and Latios, outside of Phoebe. Where'd you go, Ghost type? Outside of Phoebe, you know, it's going to go further down, right? So I do make these with a mono-type team in mind, and that's part of the reason I have All Guys so high, is because the Poison type doesn't have a lot of supports or supporter-like units. The only ones it has, you have really the only other true support unit in Janine and Crobat, who is better than Ball Guy. I'll go ahead and spoil that one for you and my thoughts on that, because she works well with this Crobat. She works well with Looker. She works well with Lucy. She doesn't work the best with Plum or Iris, but as I'm about to transition into, I think Iris is kind of one of the other supporter units. She is Poison Alder, but can set up Zone. So if you want to go with Plum, Iris, Janine, Plum, James, Janine, or, you know, Emma, Iris, James, either one's fine. She can be a damage dealer or a support, like a supporter, not a support, big difference. And then the other very clear supporter is James. And that is because he has Poison Gas. A lot of the Poison type units get extra damage on their sync move if a target is poisoned or badly poisoned, and nobody can poison as efficiently as James. Poison Gas hits all opponents, guaranteed poison if it hits, very high accuracy, pairs. Basically, I think the best damage dealer is Emma, which I mentioned last month, and James just makes Emma consistent. But onto Ball Guy. If you don't have James, I think Ball Guy is probably your second best option, and I say that hesitantly. Ball Guy has essentially, if you're familiar with mainline Pokemon, Poison Point, Static, and what is the sleep one? It's like Spore, Effect Spore. There we go. It has Effect Spore. So anytime it is hit by a move, it will leave the attacker poison, paralyzed, or asleep. Two of those are really good. One of those is really good for the Poison type. Anytime it uses a move against a status opponent, it restores a move point. And then anytime it gets hit, it raises one stat, one rank for all units at random. And then so those are really great traits, right? That's the kind of traits you want to look for in a sport. You look at the rest of the kit, though. Move gauge boost is nothing special. Probably good for Emma, since I know her buddy move is 4 bars of energy. It's got Absorb, 1 bar, very easy to restore your move points. Clear Smog, 2 of 2 uses, but again, you can restore your move points, and it resets Ray stats to normal. Never misses as well. And then the other trainer move. It is a little bit like a self-use potion. A little bit of a full heal all. Raises crit rate by 1. And then it has a random effect. And I've mentioned before, I don't like random effects. And Ball Guy has a lot of random effects. You know, he has the random effect to paralyze, poison, or sleep. He has the random stat raise. He has a random effect on his trainer move. So I do think he's better than a lot of the other random effect supports in the game. We've had Halloween Alistair and Gorgeist was a random effect one. And the other one, if I remember correctly, and the only other one, I should say, if I remember correctly, is Easter Togepi and Burke. Sorry. So, but again, he's so high because Ground and Poison are so disrespectful. Like, you look at these two types. Ground has one support there, one support here, and one, I would say, pseudo support. Hapu is technically a striker, but she's kind of built like a support. And then you have two, oh, sorry, and Ingo. So 4 supports. 3 supports and 1 pseudo support. And then you have 2 supporters. You have a free sand setter and ground zone. And that's still better than what Poison has. Poison only has 2 support types. Really, only, if you count those 2 supports, 3 supporters, depending on how you feel about Iris. You know, Janine, this Janine, I think, is a tech. You know, Roxy is a striker. I don't even remember what this Marnie is. Koga is a tech. Jessie is a striker. So this type has just been disrespected, and that's unfortunately why Guy is as good as he is because Poison is such a disrespected type that, like, if he were a normal type, decent third option. If he were his other type, Grass, decent third option. Look at how many supports there are that are better than what Ball Guy would be. You have Dawn Torterra, you have Chestnut, you have Lyra, you have Rosa. Arguably, if a Moongoose and Ball Guy were the Grass type instead of the Poison type, he would probably be, like, right here. Legitimately. So, it's a very weird case. Because his kit is so... His trainer moves aren't the best. His attacking moves are borderline crap. But man, his passive traits, they're random, but they're good passive traits. It's we'll talk about it a little bit more. I believe it's the next type. It is Psychic. His traits are what Bede should have had. Oh my god. I gotta take a drink. I gotta take a drink because I'm about to go on a monologue. I'm at 18 minutes right now. It'll be 45 by the time I'm done talking about how bad Champion Bede is. Holy. Man. We have not had a unit this bad. And I can tell you exactly what unit it was. We have not had a unit this bad since Festival, Hilda, and Shiny Oklok. So, let's talk about Champion Bede. I don't normally go over kits in detail. I kind of did with Ball Guy because it's one of the ones I wanted to talk about, and I didn't have a lot to say about how good Hop and Marnie are. This will probably be the first time that I'm going to go into very big detail about a kit. So Bede's passes, Bede's traits. Reduces sync move countdown by 1. A lot of people do that. Raises speed by 2. A lot of people do that. Restores an MP of a user's moves after your team's sync pair uses their sync move. That's good. That's good. Protects against critical hits. Okay. So, he has 3 attacking moves, 2 normal and a buddy move, and 1 trainer move. Freezing Glare. 1 targeted opponent. 4 bars of energy. 10% chance of freezing. Did I mention Bede is a support? 4 bars of energy on 1 move on a supporter. When you have arguably 4 of the 5 best of your free units of your type are supporters slash support, or no, support slash supporters. Bianca sets up Psychic Zone, and she can get going with Store Power. Sabrina is a good support, straight up. Accuracy, Reflect, Special Attack, Heals. Lunatone is underrated. Sets up, I believe, both Special Defense, and Special Attack. And then player character and Mesprit can basically, for free, once it gets hit, set up light screens and reflects. For free. Bede doesn't do any of that, by the way. Yeah, the reflect here, that's 3 bars of energy. That's fine, whatever. You're not going to be using reflect every single time. Bianca, setting up Psychic Zone, 2 bars. Okay, that's fine. Standard. Let's move on. So right now, we have a attacking move for 4 bars of energy. Next move, Confusion. 1 bar of energy. Fine. Nice little supporter move if you need to get the sync thing going. Right. On to his buddy move. It's a quick move, so it doesn't use any energy. That's good. That's good. Except it's a one-time max use that you can only get replenishes on after your team uses a sync move. And you can only use it once the sync move countdown is reduced by 3 while this move is deactivated. Doesn't miss, 10% chance of freeze, raises defense and special defense by 1, and gives all units free move next. That's fine. That's fine. It's not great, let's be honest. Giving free move next is probably the best thing that it does. +1, special defense and defense, who cares? Chance to freeze, not high enough. The only good thing that it does is free move next to all, and I don't think he's the only unit to do it, but I could not tell you what other unit can. But let's get into his trainer move. For another 4 bars of energy. Raises the attack, special attack, and crit rate of all pairs, all allies, by 2. Raises physical moves up next, and special moves up next by 1. For 4 bars of energy! I don't think I need to go over how bad this is, but I'm going to. So for getting hit twice, you can raise both of those up by 2, right? Both physical and special, for getting hit twice and 1 bar of energy with Aura Cynthia. Who else can I make an example out of? For no bars of energy, well, special defense and defense doesn't really work, but for also no bars of energy, where are you, electric type? For no bars of energy, special effect up next. Piers maxes out crit rate with Dire Hit All Plus. You know who else has Dire Hit All Plus that I mentioned earlier? Hop and Galarian Zapdos. Crit rate is not a hard thing to max, especially since it's only +3. And there are so many units in the game that for no energy on a trainer move can get you much better than or can get you on par with +4 in total. Maylene can do it, and gives sure hit, and raises accuracy, I believe, with her gloves off. But she has X attack all. Ho-Oh and Morty, let's go back up. Raises evasion, maxes out crit rate. I believe Trixie, on her, bonus attack. Can max out special attack. Trying to specifically not... Oh, here we go. Every time they get hit, move gauge or anytime they use a potion, move gauge acceleration plus speed when they get hit. Special attack all, plus sync move cooldown. We're not even going to get into all the bonuses that Sycamore gives. It's a lot. It's a lot. X attack all, plus 4 by the end. Plus crit rate. Can max out attack on all units. If I'm wrong about Bede, I will gladly march back all this hate, but I think it's genuinely a cold take to say that he's the worst unit we've had since Festival, Hilda, and Octlock. Or Graplock, sorry. Oh my god. Like, on the one hand, I'm glad they did him dirty. I don't like Bede's a little shit. But, like, man, they did him dirty, especially for an anniversary pair. He's so... I can't get over 4 bars. And I also want to put that into more context. I'll skip ahead because we don't have any more new pairs to talk about. A bad Steel Striker can max out their own special attack, and I believe also crit rate. It's either attack or crit, special attack and crit rate. For 3 bars. Not 4, 3. 3 bars. Going back to the Dragon type. We all know how good Signitude Serena and Zygarde is. She can max her special attack, crit, and give physical and special moves up, I believe, +2, but if at the very least +1. For 3 bars of energy. You only use it once. 3 bars. This is a handy little graphic. So to get 4 attack, 4 special, max crit, and basically both of the ups eventually twice, right? You have to spend 8 bars of energy to get that. Granted, you can mitigate that a little bit by using the Freezing Glare first, but that means you are wasting a support to get 2 or 3 moves off to then use a not good buddy move to then use a mediocre boost once. No. Absolutely not. I think Bede is trash. I think, say hypothetically, you start the game and you somehow don't get any of these 4. You don't get me. You know what? I'll even say me. Use a tech. Use a tech that's more of a damage dealer. Kind of same thing with Lucian. You start the game, and you get those 7 units without getting any of those. Then Bede's a good support, because he's your only support. I am just flabbergasted. I don't think he's that good. Again, the only good thing he can do is he can replenish his own move pool after you use a sync move, by the way. And he gives free move next all. So you're gonna have to play a rhythm game. Turn 1, when he enters, you're already down 1. So you have to use 1 move to get you to 2. Then you have to use another move to get you to 3. Then his buddy move activates. And then you can use one of his boosts. Alright? Let's call that'll be the boost line. So, you cannot, I believe sync countdown is 7 or 8. So, that's 4 right there. So you're going another 1, 2, 3, 4 before you use the sync move. And then you get your buddy move back. Except now, you're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, buddy move. Use the other one. That break shouldn't be there, but so when you enter, you have to use 2 other moves, then the buddy to get 1 boost, and then you have to go through 4, 5, 6, 7 other moves before the buddy move goes, Because mind you, I'm just to double check, because it says whenever it is reduced by 3 when this move is deactivated. Fine. You don't get it here because you have to use the sync. This is the sync. You could use it up here. You could use it right at the rip, and then you use another boost. But that's still 4 plus the sync move before you can use your second boost for free. He's not good. I'm not even to say that I don't think he's not good. He's not good. If you love Bede, if you love Galarian Articuno, and I think Galarian Articuno is a sick legendary, you know? Psychic Flying, you know, the whole spin on Ice and Psychic. Love it. Done dirty. Done dirty. On to the Rock type. No new changes. Last unit we got was Diantha and Shiny Diancie. Overall good unit. Rock Zone Setter. All that jazz. Steel. No new units. I know Hop has been in the focus lately. I believe they hinted the next villain arc is going to be Alola at the end of the Kalos villain arc. I will not spoil it if you have not played through it yet, but they pretty much hint that Alola is next. So it looks like they're going to go in generation order. So it will be player character Solgaleo, and the last one will be Hop Zamazenta. But the last Steel type we got, I know Gloria is on rotation as we speak. I believe the last one we got was Colress, unless I'm missing one. On to the water types. No new pairs to speak of. Sorry. The last one was Signasuit Lysander and Volcanion. I talked about how inconsistent that I think he is in last month's video, but overall, no new changes. That's going to do it this week. Like I said, I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter, a little bit more to the point on the ones that aren't really focused on, but kind of not rush through them. In addition, I really had a lot of anger about Bede's kit, and he is one of the two that is not out right now. And it's unfortunate because we can see how bad he's going to be. If you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll read them, I'll look into it, and if you can change my mind to move him up, you know, take a shot. You know, by all means. I moved Lily down from up here to here because somebody typed in the comments that, like, hey, why do you have Lily above these two? And I did the research, and while I do still think that she is the best of this tier, I don't think the gap was nearly as big as I thought it was. Someone also tried to convince me that Hapu is better than Clay. No. I will not take criticism on that one, but that's going to do it for this tier list video. I will hopefully be recording for the low quality archive video game footage soon. I haven't decided what game I want to play, and I have a lot on my plate. Wedding plans, moving into a new house, trying to get all that going. Not fun. But such is life. Do a lot of stuff that's not fun because you gotta. That's gonna do it for me. It's the third time I've said it. Do all the YouTube stuff that YouTube likes. I don't really care either way. Comment any games you want to see me play. Any constructive criticism or comments on the tier list, leave it down below. I hope to see you guys again next month. And drive safe, everyone.